Look, and I'm now seeing something again this morning. I'm laughing. Show it to people again. Look at front page of graphic. I'm laughing.
Expert brainstorm constitution review.
What are they? Show it to. What are they storming?
Kufuor, I see.
No,
Kufuor,
don't forget about those people.
I'll show you Professor Koku. I
Yes.
see Kwesibutwi. I see a lot of people there.
What are they brainstorming?
So Professor Mills instituted
Exactly.
a committee for
I'm telling you.
to go into the constitution.
President Mills did this.
But he did it.
He did it.
Why was it dumped?
Good. Nepakona obedi President Mills. Why didn't he continue from where President Mills left off?
So that is the question I'm posing. Why was it dumped?
There's already a white paper.
We are told there was a white paper.
There's a white paper. President Mills, you see, because he had been president before, vice president before under Rawlings. President Kufuor did 8 years as president. President Mills knew, said, constitution. Ya nye hu bibia ebe chichire o mine kon.
Says he achichire.
Oh. So achichire nko anga ya pepa nisa. Achichire na ye nine or Sadia years bo I'm telling you ye nine ifem. Because
so that is the kind of wisdom he possessed.
Forward thinking, set up 2010 set up a constitution review commission headed by the learned Professor Fiajo. So if I'm looking at say IEA, what is the thing is already, that's what we do in this country. IEA, if you want to do something, go and pick the one that has been done already and let's work on it and stop this kind of thing. Why are we reinventing the wheel?
So are you going to constitute another
that's what they're telling us, that they have constituted something again.
By who?
The IEA.
IEA.
Can you imagine the
what locals do they have?
Exactly. What locals do they have?
What locals
does IEA have?
Who contracted?
So it's going to be just talk again.
And chop.
Exactly. A sitting president already constituted a commission. The report is there. One president came after him, his own vice president took over for him. What did you do with it? I don't know. Another president has come. So what is this IEA? Yeah, fine. It's an economic think tank. Maybe they want to raise the issue again. But IEA, for goodness sake, if you want to actually do advocacy for us to go and take the old one and look at it. We don't need this one again. We don't need it.
I don't think it's necessary.
It's not necessary.
I don't think it's so.
Let President Kufuor enjoy his pension. Leave him to enjoy his pension. Don't go and worry him to come and be on some committee and do what?
Because I know and I remember that people converge. I remember there was a general
town hall. Exactly. Yes, they did town hall meetings.
Yes, all over. The first one was done at the National Theatre or something.
Yeah.
Or then what do you call the other one? That was where they converged first.
So this is President Mills for you. He's been dead 10 years old. You are not IEA is not talking about constitutional review. The man was such a visionary leader. His PhD thesis from the School of Oriental and African Studies, SOAS, in London, and Stanford University, joint. He was, in fact, at the time he became president, he was the only Fulbright scholar.
Wow.
Throughout the world to have ever become president of any republic.
Well, that is incredible.
So the Fulbright Association honored him at one time when he was in New York. I was there. I have the pictures. This is the man that picked the phone bright one morning and called me. This is sometime 2004, after the 2004 election. Koku, please, will you work for me? I've been observing you. I've been watching you, your attitude, the way you write. Because I used to write a lot. Those days, I was working at the Metropolitan and Allied Bank then, as the head of Treasury and Finance. So I used to write a lot under pen names. You know, Ghana Palava, all those things. I mean, defending the cause. Not knowing this man. Of course, we were also at Koku Hill after the 2000 elections. A number of us youth, we formed the NDC Youth Forum. And then I operated from Koku Hill. Ewusu, the Bena Prof, the late Harry Sawyer, I in the office, and all the Ma Prof. So that's where we were all functioning from. Anyway, so this man picked the phone one morning after the 2004 elections. My son, break. Koku, take it easy. But you know what? I've been watching you. You're a member of my team. But I think I will go again in 2008. But I want you to come and work for me. please, will you work for me? It was a Monday morning like this.
So you had to sacrifice your juicy work?
I didn't say no. Man, Popo, for me, it was like Jesus Christ. I'll call Fred Peter. Peter was not a poor man. Peter was a fisherman. And in those days, fishing, even today, around the Galilee, big time trade. Big time. Peter was not a poor man. And those people, no. So to be a fisherman, to own a boat, those days, they were rich people. But when the calling came, they had to just leave and go and follow Christ. Because one night they went fishing and they didn't get anything. And then next morning he said, you cast your net here.
So you felt privileged to have been called.
More than privileged. More than privileged. This former vice president, law professor, Fulbright scholar, and then of 20-something million Ghanaians, he picks a phone back to the issue of humility. And that humbleness of his heart can call me. Who am I? It's like God calling Gideon to lead the people to battle. I say, now go for me, Gideon.
Israel will be prepared.
Why? Me Gideon, me Hawaii. I'm from the least tribe. And even the least tribe, my family is also the least in the least tribe. And me, myself, my own father's children, who am I? I say, no, I have chosen you, Gideon. Lead my people for me. But that is the God up there. Sending Sawa also, and he has made you who he wants you to be, a master. Koku Anyidoho, where I am now. Especially as I've gotten to know God more. Hey, nothing shakes me. What is it? There is a God who protects me. That's all. And what he has decided that my destiny will be. Why? Joseph moved from the dungeon to prison to become prime minister. Jesus Christ now can say born and send him. But he went. He's with the Father. So that sinner, I'm Roberts me no now how I'm flanking Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. The day of crucifixion.
Back home, one of the see the Nyankopon then I won't save you. Now means I can bomb me chrono. Saving years, master. Now my targeting 4 houses being in way. Don't they save you? Wanna save me now? Me got one me jumano so now. Also Nyankopon out there. And I back on say Abba ko. It's be ya. Ye who said Nungasi we. Who they won't sakra. Nyankopon me them paucho. Say who do sura imemo paucho kind. Or say this day, you are with me in paradise. So the guy's destiny. Me shebre. It is shebre there. Ne pas de c'est shebre o.
I'm looking at the risk factor. Having a juicy job to do.
But it's a calling.
Yes, where you have a constant and
in fact that's why he added
salary.
Okay, yeah. Obisama Meka said, yes, sir, I will do it. No. The next one was this one. Koku, I don't have money to pay you. How will you manage? I'm saying, sir, with all due respect, if it was money, you wouldn't have called me. Because you yourself know that you can't pay me. But sir, it's a calling. So let's put the money aside. I'm going to do this on only one condition. And I said, Koku, what's the condition? Is it money? I'm saying, no, forget about money. Sir, with all due respect, on condition that you be honest and truthful to me.
I will not be abandoned.
You will not leave me in the middle of the road.
Yes.
Because if you give me your honesty and your trust, I'm prepared to die for you. And he said, Koku, I give you my word. Right. This is 10 years after his death. So when I'm keeping his legacy alive, I know the covenant relationship between the two of us. I see him in my dreams. Before I used to see him. Koku, please, if nobody will do it for me, do it for me. Do it for me. Do it for me. Do my resting place for me. And he said, 2020. I quite be more amico, President Akufo-Addo. Koku, what do you want me to? What can I do for you? Right. Say the father say. Sanka we become bisa Land Cruiser.
Na say anything.
And now me bisa jet. And I say me bisa Range Rover. Sanka, oh, you're fine. Me bisa die with Transaco. And I say me a person. I just told the president that, sir, with all due respect to Mr. President, this is 2020. 2 years from now, 2022, we shall have to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the late president. Today you are president. if Christ does not come before 2022, 2022 will meet you out in Akunyanuso. Now, send us some park hotino. And I'm going to be by 2022. One our best side in Guajataran. One Kaise Obi Dinadi. I know 1 year.
And I won't have 20.
Thank you. And I want my 1 year. One titru on be frab on frab ayi abonsrano so. What to nyum aka cheka na fosi. When una nakufado ni timu din politics inti wejai President Mills this year basa. And because like you are saying, because people young ones don't know the story, they'll believe it.
Of course.
One year no. People like I said don't get animal. They will make the noise.
What's saying about?
Oh, he said about me take them up and me take them up and temako and until walk on. Also, say Papa ne vice president. And yet, a bontin so full. Ne vice president dinade. Better the president. Ya pacho. As me pack 1 year. They won't turn us back into a shrine for Koku Anyidoho to go and be worshipping that dead body there. Hey,
wow,
sir.
Is that what happened?
Oh, but sir, I'm telling you, they won't turn it into a shrine. Master, when the man died, I didn't abandon the NDC. Into 2020, and you win his election. 2013, OBMView, 2014, OBMView, and I just say, well, I had offers. 3 of us abroad. But when you be in a guy, don't go stay. Why? Don't worry. This one will pass. In just an Anakufado best started this sharp, all this one too shall pass. Now me marted it out.
What for some brother?
It will pass. And they said me contest deputy general secretary. Because then I wanted to still serve the party. Serving na coin, I was buying for Fronuma. One man made you my 1 month appointment. Sometimes you know where to wait free. Castle or Flagstaff House. Into Castle adan a relic. Into here want to crowd. Later on crowd here, who be friend say me office never Castle no cram into na me jaiki na me free Castle no. I'm telling you.
That's what you were told.
Oh, told. Yeah.
Engineer veered from Professor Mrs. legacy.
No, then you said in your
but maybe on the economy. Yeah. How was he able to finance the Gang of 4 and all that?
It was
able to do a lot of infrastructure.
It was And I mean, like these US, the what do you call it? The Gang of 4, eliminating of schools and trying to eliminate schools and the trees.
Yes.
New secondary schools all over the country, and I remember particularly one in Golu, Hilal Liman Senior High School, from beginning to the end. In so many communities, how did he finance it? Get fund. Just making sure, say, statutory funds, no. Near what they and what they bear. And of course, between himself, Sani Economic Advisory Team, Dr. Dufo Finance Minister, Pakwese Mr. Atta, whatever resources that was accruing to the state, they knew how to manage it very well.
Okay.
And they said, Oguye koyeno. Say ati. Ni odi na de no. Afen edru be ka chen say enam na sana ka dompe. What is asim no? Say nam na san wa ka dompe. Ente nam na President Mills jaw yen. Wa nam ni nyina ma na ka dompe.
So it was his statement was a testament to the fact
that thank you. And what we are not so he had to run to IMF. Exactly, and war taxi condom, war tax matches, war tax cutlass. Look, have we forgotten? Well, little boots and war tax. Diapers. And I remember as Deputy General Secretary, I've been in Tumibium. Google the story. I'm not I'm telling you, condom and what tax. Set up no tax condom.
We show for you as well.
Now boy.
Or you'll be answer for that matter.
No, what tax condom? Cutlass, well, little Bibia. And I was deputy general secretary, and I was feeling the heat. Ofra Obi as well in few. Ofra buying for now. It is a way 1 year one buying. Muslim for one party.
Why see?
Oh, that was the attitude. They could even somebody could use the F word on FEC. FEC. And FEC is the Financial Executive Committee. F. And when I couldn't carry it any longer as Deputy General Secretary. Yankoti, I said, Tekpe. Wako, some forum B. And they were now going to tax pensioners' income.
Inadequate, receive.
I got angry. So because they will not come for us to talk, so I went public. Google, you find it. And I warned Setekwe as Deputy General Secretary. I had a mandate that if they dare go and touch pension.
Who is Setekwe?
The former finance minister.
He was a deputy.
I was the deputy general secretary. Okay. He was finance minister.
Oh, I see.
So
the inadequate pensioners,
yes. So I had to now scream in the open. That's how come they didn't. So then the president at the time had to now come out and say, "Oh, Ghanaians should not worry," and that it was just a discussion that was being had, and it won't take place. Come on.
So if we had not done that, I mean that they would have probably implemented.
Why did we lose by over 1 million votes in 2016? Why did we lose by over 1 million votes in 2016? When I was at the headquarters. So we are now coming to the NDC internal matters. So when we get there we'll talk about it. So this is the man's legacy. Look, he never collected per diem. Like I was saying before I entered the constitution, the review of the constitution was critical to him. Because the kind of powers that the 1992 constitution gives our president, Bright.
It's too enormous.
I'm telling you.
It's too enormous.
Abine Sisan Sisia. Utumi Sisan public latrine attendant class near Sisan.
And we call it what woman said.
Public latrine. So what the MPP NDC? What kind of politics is that? In the NDC, no. As an IEA position, be at what check or what time public latrine is at
what choco 2024.
So I mean, we have reduced our politics to public latrine level. Come on, let's raise the bar. So the whole attempt to review the constitution was to drop down some of the powers of the president. So a sitting president is ready to relinquish some of his powers.
So let's look
at a typical example. Let me a typical example. One of the things which is worrying us now in the 1992 constitution. So I joined the Ghana Police Service, and I joined with you the same day. We are commissioned. Blah 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 blah. Nankopon I am Madam. My baby IGP. Who went to me an IGP in the BND. Unya 16. What's it bright? Umra so Kofi. Me and Nankopon ya Madam Minya IGPD. Per the 1992 constitution. President now Tisono. No akase Koku. Stay for another 2 years.
Extension contract.
Not only that one, constitution man the coin obey to another 2 years. Now 4 years. The crack say top up 1 year, 5 years.
You are president no yes and no terms on Oko.
Thank you.
The terms on Oko. He doesn't have any extension.
Right. And then, to be frank, this is the first time that I'm even thinking about this one.
Have you haven't thought about?
No, this aspect I haven't thought about. It's true. Extension.
Only extension.
But constitution man who coin IGP,
you are watching.
Attorney Registrar General, Accountant General, Sir General for no. One. It will be to me now extra 5 years.
So if that is the case, then why don't we make it statutory?
65 years.
65
Thank
years.
you. Thank you.
But somebody enjoys.
So there is no equity.
Yeah.
And President Mills, as a lawyer, wanted equity.
Oh, I see.
They wanted equity. So in the changed constitution,
That one might be scrapped.
The president was not going to have that power again. Sebeba no Sakra.
Yeah, okay. Should be determined by
Parliament, the people's representatives. Not by the executive instrument.
So we have all these brilliant ideas. It's gathering dust.
And when some of us decide that we are not interested in petty partisan politics, you see, and some of my colleagues, and in fact, a lot of my colleagues, the difference between me and them is that they never worked closely with the president. You see, that's the difference. Into a minister, or a deputy minister, or a CEO, or your ambassador. It's different from working at the presidency. That's why my orientation is different.
Closeness was on daily basis.
Thank you.
Hourly basis.
In fact, at the point that people even say that as a president and as a prime minister, yes, said they are making a president here, which is actually not true. But what he did was that he respected my counsel. I was a young man then, yes, but the man valued, because send a of our phone and of friend said, and he fast up.
You see,
that we shall be truthful to each other.
I'm very interested in the constitutional review.
I'm telling you.
Let's dwell on that, because I'm going to have a special AU for YouTube regarding that, so that the Ghanaians will know the content of that, for which a white paper has been issued to cover it.
Even to the point where it even went to Parliament.
Apart from that, what you mentioned, what other components are found in the review committee?
Another critical one is that the president, vice president, they don't pay tax on anything.
They don't pay tax as we speak.
As we speak.
That's what the constitution says.
The constitution says. So one critical element that was reviewed was that president, vice president will start paying tax.
Wow.
On all emoluments. President Mills wanted it.
So equality now, what kind of
equity?
That was
that was it. Because the constitution, I'll say, how can I be president? Already the state is taking care of me. And for the records also, President Mills never took per diem on any official trip. Never, not one.
So that was not speculation.
No.
We heard it.
It's true.
It was a fact.
It was a fact. And it even dates back to his days at IRS and his days as vice president. That one, he was taking the per diem, but he was retiring it.
Okay.
Or the receipt back.
Okay.
But as president, also he doesn't even need it for anything because the state takes care of everything anyway. So what does he need per diem for?
Wow.
I'm telling you. CD 1J.
So the issue of per diem, did it come up in the review?
No, but that per diem is not constitutional.
Yeah, it's not constitutional.
It's administrative. It's just and also on the own per diem.
So apart from the vice president not taking or paying taxes,
and you know also that anything that is imported in the name of the president, in the name of the office of the president, is tax free.
Anything imported
in the name of the office of the president.
Socks or beshe.
No, let's be careful because people misconstrue.
Anyway, I was just giving a light example.
No. People, some of our listeners. So let's get it clear. It's not the state that clothes them.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is
a car has been procured.
If cars are procured, for example, other things in the office of the president.
Okay.
So if you have a president who wants to reduce it to ground zero, I'm pointing in the name of office of the president, tax or port.
Okay.
You understand it?
So he intended to scrap that.
All those things. Why everybody should pay tax in the country? Why? What makes him special? You, the state is not taking care of you, but you're paying tax. Then on no president, the state is taking care of him. Still no
tax. He was exempted from paying tax.
Where is the fairness? So for him, it was leadership by example. And yes, I no person you free into who you know. Ni odi na ade no. Ono on to me and drop it down the powers into. Yento review no to
but he still wanted to enjoy those.
Master. He wants to enjoy it.
What about ex gratia?
Ex gratia itself. And in the review commission, there was also this article 71 holders and then ex gratia. So in the recommendation, there was supposed to be a permanent emoluments commission. Don't wait for some president to come in. No, a permanent emoluments commission.
So that the president is sitting. Formal committee.
Exactly.
So there are always variations.
And then the committee is formed by the president now or sitting.
Yes. So definitely.
Or the Nadafo and
or you'll be favored.
Why then bad?
Wow. So these are some of the things that were targeted.
Targeted.
These were brilliant that would have assisted the country. It would have helped a lot. But I didn't think it
so
has not been
pursued. So the question is that it was not pursued by his predecessor. The current government also has not pursued it. It is a IEA. And then if a graphic, we talk graphic, graphic no some
because of the headline.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this it doesn't excite me. Graphic should be telling IEA, the IEA, please, there's already something existing. Go and take it up and let's look at it. Let's not waste anybody's time on this one again. But anyway, a private institution, Jama, when you're found in Bina, or there's also justify.
Maybe so.
This country,
white paper have been issued to cover. White paper don't create them. People be white. Well, why do they call it white paper?
The white paper just means that after the work has been done, the government now looks at the work,
accept it.
Exactly, picks up the salient points that it will accept or not accept. Now, based on that now goes to Parliament in the case of the Constitution.
Okay.
That white paper was actually being laid before Parliament. So Parliament now should now debate it. So the question is that why did it get clogged in the process? Okay. It's how parliamentarians cry out, you know, Parliament.
Wow, Koku, I think that you see, I need to have a copy of. I believe you have a copy.
Oh no! Is that even if you Google? I'm sure these days in this day and age of very
but when you Google, I've tried it, but I couldn't.
Oh, I think I have a copy.
If you have a copy, I want to thoroughly study it, and then basically we have to come and sit down, exhaust it.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that the youth need it. Because like I said, Nkwala now about 21 years, 18 years.
Look, this country.
Let's veer into the serious aspect to wrap up our show today.
This country.